Hello guys, welcome back to the Don't Have channel. I'm Christian, and in this video I'm just going to introduce machine learning to you. Okay, we are going to talk about what exactly is machine learning, some of the things, the fields around it, and make clear definition about what machine learning is and what AI is, so that you don't confuse yourself with it. I'm sure most of the people out there are confused about what exactly is machine learning and what exactly is AI. So for this and more, click on the subscribe button and let's start. Alright, so let's get this straightforward. Okay, artificial intelligence has many fields. Okay, there is many subfields, and one of them is machine learning. Okay, so clearly we know that machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence. Okay, but what exactly is artificial intelligence? So it's a field under computer science that gives computer the ability to mimic the behavior of humankind. Okay, so it gives the computer ability to perform certain things like making decisions, reasonings, and other stuff. Okay, so now we know that machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence. So now let's come to machine learning. When we say machine learning, what exactly is machine learning? So it's a subfield of artificial intelligence, which is AI, okay, and it involves the creation of algorithms, okay, models that are capable of learning from data, okay. So machine learning is capable of learning from data, and based on that, it makes predictions out of it, okay. We also have a couple of subfields, and one of them is the natural language processing, which is responsible for enabling artificial intelligence to interact by understanding and also using spoken words and text. Okay, we also have computer vision, robotics, and other stuffs. Now, what entails in machine learning? When we say machine learning, what exactly entails in machine learning? What comprises of machine learning? The first thing we talk about is data. Data is a key factor. Okay, so data is the information the model is going to learn from. Okay, and based on that, it will make predictions. Now we will talk about algorithms. What is algorithm? So algorithm basically takes the data, process the data to find the patterns in the data, and based on that, you can make predictions. Okay. Now we'll talk about training a model. Before a model can make predictions, you have to train it first, and you train it by feeding it with data. Okay, and the model uses the algorithm to know the patterns in the data, and based on that, you can make predictions. Okay. Now let's talk about predictions. I've said it earlier on prediction, right? Yeah. So now, after the model has been able to learn from the data that we fed to it, now the model has to make predictions, okay? And that is it. So we can't go away with predictions. Now, after the model has made predictions, we should be able to know whether the model really learned or did just copy and pasting, right? So we do that by evaluating the model's performance, okay? And we have a couple of metrics that we will talk about later on, which includes accuracy, precision, F score, and other stuff, okay? Now let's talk about some form of machine learning. Now we are diving deeper, right? We have a couple of them, and the first one we will talk about is supervised learning. Now think about it this way: you have set of questions, and they've provided you with um, scheme marking scheme to that question, right? So what you do is you try to solve the question. Once you are done, you compare your answer to the marking scheme. If it doesn't correspond or it's not equal, you now go back, try and solve it in a different way, just trying to make sure that your final answer matches the one in the marking scheme, right? So that is supervised learning. So with that one, we have our features and our labels. Okay. So once I've mentioned features and label, let's look at this picture. Okay. So this is our data. If this is our data and we are trying to make predictions to the type of flower. Okay. So given the sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, when we feed this one to our model, Our model is supposed to look at this and it should be able to predict these types of the type of flower it is based on these columns. So when you feed this one as out input, the model is supposed to give you an output which is this one, right? So when we say features, the features are the characteristics of the input. So the features are the columns here which we are feeding to our model, okay? And our label is the output, okay? So put that one in mind. Features are the inputs and label is the output, okay? Yeah. So here with the supervised learning, as I said, you feed the model with both the input and output, okay? So you give it the features and the labels, okay? And then with the unsupervised learning, it's basically the opposite of that, right? So with this unsupervised learning, you just give it the input. So from column B, C, D, E, you don't give it F, right? So what it does is it takes this, try to find the features the input share in common. So when you for the first rule, when you apply it, let's say feature B and C are in common. So you try to gather them, okay, group them, and by the end of its learning process, it will cluster them into groups, okay, and based on that, you label them as, let's say, group A, group B, or group C, right? So that is basically about unsupervised learning. You don't give it marking scheme. It takes the input, see some trending in the inputs that share some similarities. It's group them, okay. And we have semi-supervised. Semi-supervised is just a combination of supervised and unsupervised. So that data, it has inputs features, okay, but the output labels, it doesn't have all of them. It has some of them, right? So that is basically the supervised learning. We have reinforcement learning, okay. So with this one, the model is provided with the data and it's learning, okay, and making predictions out of it. But now the model has rewards and punishment based on its actions, okay. So its goal is to get the best or maximize its awards rather than punishments, okay. So when it makes the right decision, we allocate some rewards to it. When it makes the wrong decision, we allocate some punishment. So the model is just trying to get the best by getting the accumulated value for the rewards, okay. And we have active learning. So with the active learning, the model interacts with its environment or human to get or ask for the most important labels, okay. And based on that, it learns and then give you the best output, okay. We also have transfer learning. With the transfer learning, this is how it works. You use, let's say, model A, you train a model on A to solve B, right? I know you are getting confused. Let me take it this way. So you can train a model to classify between, let's say, animals. Let's say, yeah, animals and human beings, right? So let's say, let's make it clear. Like you are creating a model to classify between human and dog, right? That same model you can add some small learning to it so that it will be able to classify between human and cats as well, okay. Because I know clearly human and cat, there's difference with it, right? But there is more similarity between dog and cat more than human, right? Yeah. So a model that is trained to classify an object into human and dog, that same model can be just adjusted or trained a little bit in addition to be able to make a prediction on human and cat, right? So that is transfer learning. Now, I think we've covered a lot. I will try to end this video here. In our next video, we are going to talk about data, right? The things that entails in machine learning. We will talk about data, algorithms, and other stuff. Okay. So I hope this was interesting. It was. Kindly click on the subscribe button, click on the notification, and let me know your comments. Okay. Don't forget to like and also share. And see you in the next video.